integrity over everything. Service before self. Excellence everywhere. You get to choose what you're going to be an overbeliever in. All right, here we go. I got 2 words for you today, 2 words. Here they are: good or great. Good or great. Got a question for you today. Here it is. What kind of teammate are you? A good teammate or a great teammate? Now, you might be sitting there thinking about the answer to this question and going, Mac, what's wrong with being a good teammate? I mean, at least I'm not a bad teammate. And make no mistake, we've all seen bad teammates. We might know some bad teammates, and none of us want to be a bad teammate. And so we might find ourselves settling for being a good teammate. Because a good teammate, well, they're one that has the talent, they have some ability, right? They get in there and they start competing, and they compete hard against you because they want to be better than you. A good teammate gets in there, and when they get coached up and criticized, they receive that correction. They might prefer being praised, but they're going to receive the coaching when it comes their way. That a good teammate is one of those teammates that is really hard to play against. Like, it just hurts to play against them. They play hard and fast and physical. They maybe talk a little bit of trash, and they get in your mind, and they're hard to play against. You sit and go, what is wrong with that? Well, again, it's better than being a bad teammate, but good is not enough when better is possible. And if you have the ability to be a good teammate, then you also have the ability to become a great teammate. And the difference between a great teammate and a good teammate is a simple choice, and that choice is love. It's that I choose to love my teammates such that when I compete against them, I don't compete to be better than them because my value and my worth is not found in some hierarchy or depth chart in how I rank against my teammates. I compete against them like my future depends on it, but I sacrifice for them like their future depends on it. Because I understand that when I give my best to them and they give their best to me, we both get better. And I love my teammate too much to not let them be their best. I love them too much to not compete against them in such a way that makes them the best that they can become. And I know that in the process, I will become my best. You see, love is the difference between good and great. When a great teammate gets coached up or corrected or even criticized, they don't require a spoonful of praise to make it go down. But instead, they are so eager to learn that when the coaching comes, they're like it's like a sponge. They're just soaking it in because they love the coach that is correcting them. They love the teammate who is the scout team person that goes against them day after day, who knows them better than anyone else. They say, you know what, you've got something you can teach me, and they're eager to learn it. They soak it up. Why? Because they love the one who is teaching them. They love their future self, who is going to appreciate the lessons they've learned today, and they love themselves right here, right now, to say, you know, I am worth learning how to be better. I'm worth the humility that will be required. I am worth the patience that is going to be required. I am worth the extra work that is going to be required. I love me enough to say I am worth it. And that's the difference between a great teammate and a good teammate. Because that good teammate, boy, let me tell you what'll happen. If they don't get enough praise when that hard coaching comes, they're going to ride that slippery slope from a good teammate to a bad teammate. And they're going to say, you know what? You don't appreciate me. You know what? You don't recognize what I offer, so I'll go somewhere else. I'll throw in my towel, I'll take my toys, and I'll go home because you don't appreciate. It's a slippery slope from good teammate to bad teammate when you don't love. The difference between a good teammate and a great teammate is love when it comes to how you play. A good teammate is hard to play against, but a great teammate not only is hard to play against, but they're easy to play with. Because you see, a great teammate even though they're going to push you harder than you've been pushed, even though they're going to challenge you in ways that you didn't know you could be challenged, even though they're not going to lower the standard when things get hard or difficult, when times get tough, they're going to hold you to the standard. It's hard to play against them, but because they love you, you see and feel the love, it's easy to play with them. Listen, I love you, and so it's easy for me to work hard. I love you, so it's easy for me to sacrifice. I love you, so it's easy for me to do and go above and beyond. It's easy to play with. You see, the difference in good and great is love. When you love one another, you'll sacrifice more. When you love one another, you'll be tougher. When you love one another, you'll move from good enough to great. All right, but listen to me, friends. I want to challenge you with this. Just like the difference between being a good teammate and a great teammate is love, the difference between being a good teammate and a bad teammate is selfishness. And both selfishness and love are a choice that only you can make. Hear this. Your coach can't choose for you selfishness or love. Your teammates can't choose for you selfishness or love. The facilities, they cannot choose for you selfishness or love. It's a choice only you can make, and it's a choice you must make every single day. Am I going to elevate me, myself, and I-ness, or am I going to elevate the we over the me? That's a choice only you can make. And that selfishness, as slippery as it is, gets in there and all of a sudden you compete just for yourself. You aren't coachable. You're only hard to play against. You're not easy to play with. That selfishness is a slippery slope to a bad teammate. But listen to me, love is a tough climb to being a great teammate, because you're tough enough not just to compete for the good of someone else or to be coached or to be easy to play with. You're tough enough to sacrifice for the person on your right and on your left. You're tough enough to be humble enough to learn. You're tough enough and you love enough to give your very best. You're tough enough and you love enough to keep on going even when it's really, really hard. You love and are tough enough to help your teammate catch a ride home, to help somebody clean up the locker room at the end of practice after everybody's left and it was left a mess. You love enough to stick around and clean it up. That you love enough to respect your teachers in the way that you speak, in the way that you carry your body, in the way that you act inside the classroom. That you're tough enough to love, be a great teammate, not just in the areas of lives where you get praised by people in the stands, but the areas of your life where nobody will ever see. It's a choice that has to be made. It's a choice only you can make. And it's a choice that's the difference between being good or great. Listen to me, friends. I don't know your goals or dreams, big or small, short-term or long, but I do know this. If you want to find success in the game of sports, in the game of life, it's not complicated. It's as simple as two words. You got to choose good or great. Let's have a good one today.